Good morning, everyone. My name is Gabriel Sepulveda-Sanchez. I'm the CEO and founder of Sepulveda Sanchez Accident Lawyers, class of 2011, Syracuse University College of Law. Happy to be here, thank you. We have offices in California and New York.
How did you start your company? What was your major and what led you to found your own practice?
When I started the firm, I was working as an insurance defense lawyer, and I wasn't really feeling good about some of the things we were doing. I saw a lot of people getting low settlements for cases that should be settling for a lot higher. And the wins over at the law firm were, hey, we could have settled this dog bite case, this surgery case for $1 million, and we settled it for $50,000, and that's how you got your applause. And I just knew that didn't sit well with me. So I knew I wanted to make a change, but the practice I was at was the older partners, and they were winding down. And I remember just like, you know what, I'm gonna moonlight a little bit. I took a couple cases on my own at night with some friends, and I helped out. And before you know it, it just came natural. I just started getting clients, and then before you know it, I had enough clients to just do my own thing. And it was just an amazing journey. All of a sudden you have 10 clients, then you have 20, then you have 40, then you need your first part-time employee, and then it just came naturally. Now we have about 30 employees, and 10 years later, we're doing great. It happened by accident. I didn't know I was gonna be an entrepreneur, didn't really want to start my own business, but it just happened to come natural to me a little bit.
You launched your firm, I believe, with 6 months of runway. How did you manage that risk?
It's funny, so the risk part, it's funny because people tell me, like, it's so scary you do that. I'm like, for me, I was scared not to do something. I was scared of, for me, waiting to hopefully someone recognizes I'm gonna get a raise, hopefully someone recognizes that I'm doing good. I didn't like the feeling that someone keep putting a ceiling on me. And I just felt like, well, I hope I get that trial experience. I hope one day I'm gonna earn that ability to represent a big client, and I gotta wait for someone else. And as soon as I started moonlighting, I was getting a crazy experience, and then I was like, I'm learning more on just hands on the front lines, having my own clients, doing what I wanna do. I was handling big cases within a couple of years, and I wouldn't have got that experience. I would have still been, guys my age are barely getting wrongful death trials, trucking cases to handle. I was doing that stuff a while ago, and just the freedom. That, for me, it was more risky to waste my life and hoping that something happens than just taking that leap of faith. And it's really not the financial risk. You might not agree. Like, I'm comfortable with financial risk. It's, for me, I think the scary part is when you scale, it's the people factor, because you have to make sure you have the right people in the right seats. When you're at 0 to $1 million, you can just hustle and grind your way to that. But when it gets from $1 million to $1 million to 5, that's when you have to trust in a team and develop a team to get, because you can't do it on your own anymore. So you have to have systems, and you have to learn hard lessons. You think you have the right person in the operations role, and they're not. Then you figure out what a real operator is. And for me, the risk, we're taking some serious financial risks right now. That doesn't keep me up at night. Is this team gonna get me to where I wanna be in 5 years? Because sometimes the guys that got you to where you are might not be the people that are gonna get you to the next level. So that's the people scare me the most. It's not the money. 100,000. We're not saying this from an egotistical way. It's a lot of money. When I had a $100,000 marketing budget, oh my gosh! I was like, it's scary. I told myself that you get comfortable with that, but then you develop these guts for risk, and then later on, when you're making $1 million investment, you have to redevelop that gut again. The risk never. The guys I know that are some of my mentors that are doing crazy numbers, they tell me the same thing. It's like, the number, you're gonna hit another level where you're gonna have to get comfortable going to that next level, and then the risk that feeling never goes away. You're gonna get comfortable, and then the risk, like you said, it multiplies, and you're just gonna have to, either you don't have to do it, or you're gonna wanna go to the next level, you gotta do it.
What boundary keeps you grounded given the emotional work that you do?
I think for me, I just take it day by day sometimes. You really have to just you believe in yourself and say, you know what, I got this far, I've learned these lessons, I'm gonna be okay. I remember in January this year, I woke up in the middle of the night, really, and I was just in cold sweats. I'm like, oh my gosh, payroll is gonna cost us this, whatever, 2.5 million this year, and what the hell? What our overhead is in a month is what I dreamed of making for my life. When you realize that, it freaks you out. I don't even like talking about it sometimes, So I think you have to really you just know, you know what, hey, we did it, I'm still doing it. I got a great team now. I got a leadership team, and we're gonna get through it. So I just take it day by day. As an entrepreneur, you gotta think in the future, but you just have to really develop that confidence and know that I got this far, I got through COVID, I got through betrayal, I got through all these things that are part of the entrepreneurial journey. And it's all good. It's going to work out. And I go to church on Sundays, and I thank God every day for everything I have. So those are the main things. Being an entrepreneur it's a lonely position. You guys understand? It's very lonely. And we spend a lot of money in masterminds where I travel 4 times a year to Atlanta, and I meet with other law firm owners and CEOs. And that's great because you're around a group of people that are dealing with the same things you are. So sometimes you're trying to figure out these problems, and on your own, you're like, some guys already solved that problem, has been through that, and can give you advice. So masterminds are what really keep me sane too. Yeah. So they're investments, but it's worth it.
What skills should I be learning now? What type of mindset should I have now? So I would love for you to give them some advice on what you think that might be maybe something that you built yourself or that you see within one of the really good members of your team.
I think a couple things. One thing, just you have your vision, and it's like commit to it, and it's going to be tough because that's why there's only so many entrepreneurs and CEOs out there. A lot of people are scared, and they're going to tell you can't be done, and you really just got to believe in yourself and be committed to that vision and just be resilient with it. You really do, especially the first few years. It's tough, but when you get through it, it's an amazing. 10 years in business, I'm really happy. And it's amazing to see what you created, and people are just great. People have jobs, and everyone's happy. You go to one of my associates. I went to his house, and he's doing good. I'm like, man, this house looks better than my spot, and I'm like, that's what gets me. It gets me happy, and you see that. So you got to be stubborn with your vision and commit to it, and be careful who you take advice from. That's one thing too. People always want to give advice on things that they haven't accomplished, and just take advice with a grain of salt. Make sure you get advice. My mentors, I want to listen to people that have done what I'm trying to do or in the middle of it. So that's one thing. I think another thing is you have to. People get caught up in planning too much, and having a plan's important. But the best CEOs I know, they're just quick starts. They just started it. Have you been to a person that threw a party before they even had a customer? I've been to events like that. They had a branded event, and everyone shows up. I'm like, you don't even people are so caught up in how they appear and building the brand before getting a customer. You got to just get a customer. Focus on providing value to your customer, delivering a good service or product. Then you can throw your party and do your brand, give your nice website. I think people get caught up in getting everything perfect before they get a customer. I just started. I had some cheap business cards, and I was just out there just doing what I had to do to get cases, and then got a nicer website. Then I kind of built from there. A lot of people they're just stuck planning and they're not doing this. You're not a business till you actually got a customer and you're making money. So just do it and don't overthink it. Make sure, plan a little bit, but don't get stuck throwing a party that you don't have any customers, and don't get worried about how you appear on social media. Just get in there and get a customer and provide value. I know guys that have no LinkedIn, one follower on LinkedIn, 0 Instagram. Their website looks like crap, and these guys are, $100 million, $50 million companies, and I'm like, hey, you don't have a social media? So I'm not saying you should neglect it. It's a part of the game now, but it's not it's just, people are just so caught up in how they appear instead of, are you profitable? Do you have, so that's what we're trying to say. You don't need that.
When building teams, what are some things you guys look for to make sure that the team is staying connected to the culture you're trying to build within the organization?
One thing I've learned too is, you really have to define where your core values are and what you believe in and what your vision is for your company. And you got to stick to those. And as a leader, you have to lead by example. So if one of our core values is clients first, and putting team first, clients first, always innovate. And I'm a big Kobe Bryant fan, so we talk about Mamba mentality, and everyone, we're a Los Angeles firm. That's a part of our culture. We're always improving ourselves. We're always, if we have to cover someone's role because they're sick, we're about the team. And the clients first is we're always going to do what's best for the client. In the end, it's about the client. We don't exist without our customers, so we have to think about, if we're stuck on a decision, the moral compass is what's best for the client. And that means we have to, make some change or something like that. Also, I think I've learned too is that I've been in just about a year or two in business where I was I just had it was getting toxic. We had some bad people there. And I realized that your culture is set by not who you hire, but who you fire. And if you let a bad seed or someone that's gossiping and being drama in the office, that will poison the vibe, and you got to get rid of them quick. You, as a leader, you set the tone for the company. And if you allow certain things to happen that are unacceptable and are against your core values, then that's going to poison your company. And then you're in your leadership, people are gonna assess whether you're the right leader or the right company to work at. So you have to make those calls sometimes. And right now we have a great culture, we have a good team, like they're accountable. As you scale, I know there's always you might make a bad hire, but that's a part of the journey. It's a part of what we do. But now we have, it's even as a CEO, as you mature and you become better, your company becomes better. That's what I learned. I started off when I was 30 years old, and I was more of an immature leader. Not in a bad way, I didn't treat people bad, but I wasn't probably leading by example. So I realized that when I show up great and I'm the peak best part of myself, my team is just, it comes from top down. And the way you behave, they watch, and you have to make sure that you're setting a good example and setting the tone for the firm you want or the business you want to build.
It's scary when you have to walk away from a client. It's a scary thing, and it's a mindset. So I want you to talk about that more.
Most people are, like 90% of the clients are great. It's only a very small percentage that will make your life hard. They're just never going to be happy. So when I first started the business, I took it so personal. The client just was like not happy with me, and that you develop tougher skin. You realize there's some people you're just not going to make happy. So if you're starting a business, don't get all bent out of shape if you're not going to make everyone happy. Most people you will. So you have to learn, those are early lessons I've learned too, but it's true, like there's some clients, like as we scaled, you realize that with this case, this client we're making this much money with, and it's taken us twice as long, and this client we're making more money with them and doesn't take us less. So as I scaled, we've been more selective about the clients we take on, because like you said, each client you bring on the firm or customer, those are resources and time from your team. So if we can keep our better clients on board, we can spend more time with them, make more money for the firm. It can take just as long to make a certain amount of money. Like you got another client takes the same amount of time, you can make 3 times more. So why do you want that? So you have to be, as you scale, you got more expenses, you got to be really careful about how you allocate your resources.
Gabriel, I really was impressed by what you said very early on about, been sleeping quite well, even though with these big financial steps and risks that you've been taking through your business right now. Whereas me, I'd probably be like staying up 7 days a week, just all-nighters, just caffeine pumping through my bloodstream, just crazy. So I'm very impressed by that. But let's say it doesn't work out, right? These risks, are just do not have a great outcome. How do you all pivot, reset, recharge? I know you've touched on this briefly, but really kind of dive in deeper. How do you not get discouraged from this if you lose a lot of money, you lose big clients and all that sort of stuff?
I have a rule, and people ask me this too. I never gamble. I say gamble, take a risk. It is gambling, it is. I never take more risks than I can withstand. So if I lose, if I'm this big marketing plan we're rolling out, it's costing us a lot of money. If it doesn't work out, I don't get any clients from it, I'm gonna be okay. I'm not gonna be on the streets. I'm never gonna risk more than that's gonna in my life or take me out of the game. So you have to be calculating your risk. So if the worst comes to worst, this doesn't work out, I'll be fine. I know that I got enough saved up my personal money that I'll be okay. So I'm never gonna gamble what I can't recover from. That's just crazy. I'm not there where I'm just all in on something and if it doesn't work out, I'm on the streets. No, I take calculated risk and I make sure that I can recover from any loss I have. I have lost money too, so that's a part of it. It's a part of it. You learn from that. And I think now, I have the confidence in being 10 years in business that if something, God forbid, something happened, the firm or something, I know enough, I can start something else up. I provide another service, and because I've learned all these lessons and I do things a lot different. So it's just, I have the confidence that if it didn't work out, I'd be an asset somewhere else, or I start my own company again to start something else up. So I take calculated risks. I don't ever risk more than I can't recover from.